Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the chapter On the Face of It, written by Susan Hill. Now, this is a play as it's a conversation between two characters, Mr. Lamb, who is an old man with tin leg, and Derry, who has half of his face burnt because of acid. Now, the story begins with a teenage boy, Derry, entering into Mr. Lamb's garden. His face is burnt on one side due to an accident when acid fell on half of his face. He has gone there to hide himself as he doesn't want to face people. He fears being commented and teased upon by others for having such a face. But when he enters, he finds somebody already present there. So he wants to leave the place but is stopped by the old man, Mr. Lamb, who is the owner of the garden. Derry feels guilty for entering the garden without permission, which also is known as trespassing. Mr. Lamb welcomes him and tells him not to leave just because of his presence. Now, Derry wants to leave as he thinks that people don't like his face, they get afraid of his looks, and other things. But Mr. Lamb insists that he must stay there. Finally, both of them enter into a conversation, and Derry tells how he is not liked by anyone and how he hates people behaving like that with him. Mr. Lamb tries to console him and also tells him that he himself has a tin leg, which kids make fun of. But he is never depressed and enjoys his life. Rather, he is also called Lamey Lamb by those kids. They both talk about various things and situations in life which leads to revelation of Derry's fear, depression, and the hatred that he has harbored towards the world because of being in such a condition. Mr. Lamb keeps telling him to think of positive things, and soon they become friends as Derry finds Mr. Lamb very peculiar and extraordinary, unlike other people who only want to talk about his face. Mr. Lamb asks him to help him in plucking the crab apples as he wanted to prepare jelly. Now, Derry tells him that he had come from his home and probably the mother might be waiting for him, so he would like to go back to the mother and seek permission from her. Derry finds it difficult to make her mother understand this, and the mother does not want him to go back. But Derry is ardent on the fact that he has to keep up to his promise. Meanwhile, Mr. Lamb climbs the ladder to pluck the crab apples and he falls back. Derry, on the other hand, when returns to the garden, finds him lying on the ground. He tries to wake him up, but futile as Mr. Lamb was dead. So Derry tries hard to make him move, but no response from him. Finally, makes him understand that Mr. Lamb is dead and starts crying. Following are some highlights and aspects of the chapter which are really important and beneficial for students to remember from the point of view of examination as well as the story. Also, I have given points as gist of the lesson, important aspects in terms of points which will make the students remember the play as it is. And after that, I also have given certain questions.